Hello, nieces and nephews. It's your Uncle Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. And guys, we finally got the breakdown of a couple of critical support levels. Uncle mentioned to everybody about the 5 daily moving average, which is around 572-ish, and then the 570 level, the 1.236 fib level. And I mentioned look too short if we break those levels down. We also cleared that 573.6 level, barely, a little bit of a close above. And look at that false breakout when we gap back below, treated like resistance, and further break down those support levels. It was beautiful. We look at the 15-minute chart here. I like to use the 15 to 30-minute chart, okay? That was the SPY. Now, Uncle wrote the plan here in his Discord. This is what I do in my Discord to try to help people, okay? I wrote, SPY consolidate in the pre-market. Can it lead to a move during the trading hours? You guys can see in the pre-market, it was consolidating, right? After consolidation comes the trend move. After the trend move comes consolidation. It's the two market cycles. So I was watching to see if we would get a big move or some type of move. And I wrote, from here to trigger longs, 573.7 must clear to put in 575 and 576.5. That was the bull case. The bear case, if it's pullback time, 572 needs to fail to put 570 and 568 in play. Guys, we don't trade based on feelings. That's why we use if statements. We trade based on logic. We trade based on the setups to follow the price action. And when we got the breakdown of 572 and 570, Uncle wrote it in the group. I updated the group. 572 failed, put in 570 and 568-ish in play. No calls unless 572 recaptures, because remember, we trade with the traps. 572 cleared yesterday. Well, guess what? This morning it failed, and we looked to short, and I alerted the group. 572 failed. And when 570 failed, I alerted the group once again. 570 failed, put in the lower targets in play. You guys can see it on the charts. The chart speaks for itself. Breakdown of 570. Beautiful. Breakdown of this is breakdown of 570. This was breakdown of 572. Breakdown of both levels led to a beautiful move to the downside, going as low as 566-ish. Holy moly donut shop. Now, if you're trading options, that's some good money, guys. That's some good money. All right. Now, it wasn't just SPY that would trade it nicely. Even triple Q here. Look, it opened above my 487 level. I had the plan for triple Q. Triple Q needs to break down 487 to put 45 and 43-ish in play. And if we were going to get calls, we needed 489 to clear. I wrote right here to put 491 and 493 in play. Instead, we got the breakdown of 487, breakdown of 45, breakdown of 483.5, and I did alert it in the group. Both 487, 485 broke down, put in 483.5 and 42 in play. And when we broke down 43.5, I alerted that too. That's what I do in my Discord. I serve as an extra pair of eyes for my members, for my fellow sheeps. Look at NVDA. Beautiful move to the downside today. I even cover NVDA right here. Bullish pattern or not, because remember, we talked about the bullish counterattack, right? There's a pattern, but at the end of the day, price action is the shepherd. I wrote bullish pattern or not. It's only bullish if the price action says so. From here, 122 must clear to put those higher targets in play. If below 122, this is the important part, then bears need to break down 120 to put 118 in play. And look at that. Beautiful move. If you're trading with options, broke down 120. And look at that. Went all the way down to 116. Come on. How much money would you have made if you followed Uncle's price action? Uncle's updates. And look at Tesla. You know what? I'm not even going to go. I think you guys get the picture here. It was incredibly, amazingly tradable day. There was definitely volatility, and I hope you guys all made money. And you notice there was no crystal balls needed, no 25 different indicators. It's just us and the price action, the levels and the setups. Now let's get into the plan here. Okay, we got the daily chart right here. A very, very nice breakdown of a couple of critical levels. Remember, when the market is bullish, it spends a lot of time above the 5 daily moving average. And usually the recapture of the 5 daily moving average is usually a buying opportunity. Right now, we got the first breakdown of the 5 day moving average in quite some time. All right. So bears need to keep it below 572 and keep it below 570 to keep today's breakdown intact. And that would keep 568, 566.5, and 565 in play. And if 565 fails, I'm reckon we would drop all the way down to the 20 DMA, which is creeping a little bit very close to that 562 level. And below the 20 DMA, it's going to be extremely bearish. Right now, as long as below the 5 DMA, I am favoring a pullback. Now, that's the bear case scenario. The bull case scenario is SPY needs to recapture 570, recapture the 5 DMA, and we can go back to hit all-time highs, maybe even set a new all-time highs. Does that make sense, guys? If you guys need more help following the price action, join Uncle's Discord and I'll give you guys all the price action analysis throughout the day. You guys like my pre-market analysis? You like my aftermarket analysis? Well, how about my during the market analysis? You can get that in my Discord. Let's move on to Triple Q. It was a beautiful trading day for Triple Q intraday. Very beautiful pullback. Can it lead to more downside? We lost the 5-day moving average. Where's the 20? The 20 is all the way down to 474-ish, okay? So we lost that 482 level. Next support is at 480 and 478.7. If those levels fail, guys, the pullback continues. The selling pressure continues. And we could go hit that 20 daily moving average around 474. And below the 20, bears would be in big time control of momentum. If this is a bounce, we only trust the bounce that can recapture lost levels. Today we lost 482, we lost 483.5 and 485. If we are to trust the bounce, all those levels must recapture to put 487 in play, which is around where the 5 daily moving average is. And so basically Triple Q needs to get above that 487 level, get above the 5 daily moving average, and then we can talk about it being bullish again. It's still overall kind of bullish, but I mean, I'm favoring a pullback as long as below the 5 DMA. All right. And if all those breakdowns we had today stay intact as resistant and we break down 478.7, we are heading down lower. Trust no bounce unless we recapture those lost levels, starting with 482, 43.5, and 485. NVDA. Big old pullback. The bullish counterattack pattern, has been invalidated. It is invalidated when the low of the green candle gets taken out. As a matter of fact, we have ourselves a bearish engulfing candle because you can see this red candle engulfing the green candle. That's a bearish engulfing candle. And to throw salt on the wound, you remember that breakout of the triangle pattern? Yeah, we broke back below it. That's a false breakout setup, guys. It is looking bearish for NVDA right now. And it's amazing how it happened after hitting my multi-month trend line for the 3rd time. Beautiful stuff, textbook stuff. And if there is to be more downside, then price needs to stay below 118 on any bounce. And for more downside, 116, which kind of held today, needs to break down tomorrow to put 114, 112.5, and 111-ish back in play. We could drop all the way down to this orange trend line, which would send NVDA down to 109.4s, okay? Trust no bounce unless we recapture 118 and 120. If we recapture those levels, then we can talk about maybe a bounce back to the upside. Otherwise, stay bearish. Here is Tesla. Let me get to the daily chart here. Okay, Tesla finally with some type of pullback. It's been closing up higher and higher. Today we got a nice pullback. It got destroyed. But I mean, you guys see that long wick. There was some buying pressure, all right, during the day. But if the buying pressure is to continue, then 258.5 and 260 need to recapture to put 262 and another test of 264 in play. That is where the strong selling zone is at, around 264. Bulls definitely need to break through that to be bullish. But if the answer is not to be bullish and market makers wanted to be bearish, then more support levels must fail. 257, 255, 253.5, and 252. Below 252 would definitely be bearish because that's the next fib level that we need to watch out for. All right, guys, let's get to IWM. IWM looking bearish as well. It broke, well, it looked like a dead cat bounce yesterday, or a bull trap, whatever you want to call it. Broke back below 220 and right now tested the 216.4-ish fib level. If it breaks down 216.4 tomorrow, then guess what? More downside incoming, possibly all the way down to 215 and 212.6. I cannot get bullish unless 218 and 220 recaptures. No ifs about it. All right, dark pool level for SPYs at 574. 46% of activity came in there. And then the other amount of activity came in at 568.7-ish. Okay, add those levels to your charts as pivot levels, guys. That's where the big money players are getting busy. Triple Q, once again, a lot of activity coming in at the 488 level. 66% of activity came in there. The rest came in around 481-ish. All right. Here is NVDA. NVDA 117. Okay, personally I'm watching a 116 or 118 level, but just know that big money players are using that 117 level as a pivot point for themselves. Okay, so you can do what you feel is best. I'm just giving you the information. Tesla 258 is where majority of activity came in. 258. I'll definitely add it to my chart. Did we cover IWM? 217.89. There you go. 38. It's actually kind of split. 38% came in at 217.89. 31% came in at 217.88. So that's roughly the same. And then the other 31% was at 220.98. Guys, that's your dark pool levels. Let's get to the flows. Let's see what the flows are saying. The flows are showing bearishness. The last few times we've been checking, and it looks like it's finally starting to pay off now that a new month is here. Oh no, I want out the money. I want out the money. Still looking bearish. 5.8 million to 2.2 million. Not as lopsided as what I'm usually seeing, but it's definitely still overall bearish. Could the bears finally get their money's worth? They've been getting smashed here. They've been getting smashed, but today they might be feeling really good right now. Yeah, overall bearish. Couple of days out, couple of weeks out. Yeah, some of these bears definitely have time on them. We are seeing this interesting one. March 21st for 620. Could that be hedges? That looks like it hedged, guys. And if that's a hedge, they might be expecting more downside. Let's take a look at Triple Q. Triple Q is bearish. It's agreeing. It's not too lopsided. 3.4 million in the puts, 3.1 million in the calls. Yeah, a lot of these puts do have a couple of days on it, or a few days on it. And these calls, a couple of them are expired already. Yeah, a few of them are expired. So the puts are more valid. They have more time on them, and there is more of them. Okay. NVDA is overall bearish, 2.2 million compared to 700K. Just a couple of calls here. This one's October 4th. This is October 18th. And then the rest we got for October 18th. And October 4th, a couple of October 4th for puts, a few, but mostly for October 18th. All right. Pretty bearish. Will market makers pay all those out? Tesla is overall bullish, 7.2 million compared to 3.6 million overall in favor of calls here. We're seeing a lot of these calls have time on it, a few days out for the ones in October. We do have a bunch in November. And then the puts, a lot of the puts also have time on them, like 200 strike price, 250 strike price. Holy moly, donut shop. These are pretty aggressive, guys. A lot of it is for October 18th. But for today, we've seen a lot of calls. They're coming for November 15th and stuff. So the calls are a little bit further out. And last but not least, here's IWM. And it is overall bearish. $0 into calls, guys. 6.4 million in premium. All for puts. Okay, remember my filter, 100K premiums above. I'm looking at all deltas above the ask, sweeps, and out the money. Those are my filters that I look at for contracts. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more content from Uncle Charles and get my intraday analysis, definitely join my Discord and be part of the family. Bye.